ஓகே குட் மார்னிங் ஸ்டூடெண்ட்ஸ். இன்றைக்கி நம்ம பார்க்க வேண்டிய கான்செப்ட் என்ன அப்படின்னு பார்த்தீங்கன்னா டிஷ்யூ லெவல் ஆஃப் ஆர்கனைசேஷன், சாப்டர் அவுட்லைன், அனிமல் டிஷ்யூ, எபித்திலியல் டிஷ்யூ, கனெக்டிவ் டிஷ்யூ, மசில் டிஷ்யூ, நியூரல் டிஷ்யூ. Okay, there are 5 kinds of tissues are there. Okay, what do you mean by tissue? Mass of cells are arranged in a complex tissue that is known as a tissue. A complex structure that is called tissue. Here, the tissues are organized in specific proportions and patterns to form organs like lungs, heart, stomach, kidney, and ovaries, testes, etc. Hence, the tissues are called the living fabrics. If two or more organs perform common physical and chemical functions, they are called organ system. For example, digestive system, respiratory system, circulatory, excretory system, etc. Okay, next we pass on to animal tissue. Animal tissues are classified according to the size, shape, and function of the cells. There are 4 primary tissue types that interweave to form a fabric of the body. They are the epithelial tissue covering, the connective tissue support, the muscle tissue movements, and the nervous tissue control. Okay, here first one, epithelial tissue. First of all, the epithelial tissue is a sheet of cells that covers the body surface or lines the body cavity. It occurs in the body as a covering and a lining epithelium and as a glandular epithelium. The functions of epithelium includes protection, absorption, filtration, excretion, secretion, and sensory reception. Based on the structural modification of the cells, the epithelial tissues are classified into simple epithelium and compound epithelium and stratified epithelium. First one, simple epithelium is composed of a single layer of cells only. They are found in the organs of absorption, secretion, and filtration. Simple epithelial tissue is further again classified into a number of ways. Listen, there is a cumous, cuboidal, columnar, then ciliated, pseudostratified. There is a simple epithelium. Here there is a classification of animal tissue, epithelial tissue, connective tissue, muscular tissue, neural tissue. In a epithelial tissue, it again classified into simple and compound. In a simple tissue, again classified into, there is 5 major types: squamous epithelium, cuboidal epithelium, columnar epithelium, ciliated, pseudostratified epithelium. Then common, stratified or transitional. Then stratified squamous epithelium or cuboidal epithelium, columnar epithelium. Here in a squamous, carotenoid, non-carotenized epithelium is there. Okay, next first one. Here in a squamous epithelium, cuboidal epithelium, columnar epithelium, ciliated epithelium, and pseudostratified epithelium. These are comes under this simple epithelium. The squamous epithelium is made up of single thin layer of flattened cells with irregular boundaries. They are found in the kidney, glomeruli, air sacs of lungs, living heart, blood vessels, and hepatic vessels, and are involved in functions like forming a diffusion boundary and filtration in sites where protection is not important. The cuboidal epithelium. The cuboidal epithelium is made up of a single layer of cube-like cells. This tissue is commonly found in the kidney tubules, ducts, secretory portion of small glands, and surface of ovary. Its main function or secretion and absorption is the columnar epithelium is composed of single layer of tall cells with a round to oval nuclei at the base. It lines the digestive tract from the stomach to rectum. There are 2 modifications of this living or the presence of microvilli on the apical surface of the absorptive cells and goblet cells which secrete the protective lubricating mucus. The functions of this epithelium include absorption, secretion, mucus, enzymes, and other substances. If the columnar cells bear cilia on their free surfaces, they are called ciliated epithelium. This ciliated type propels mucus by ciliary actions and its line in the small bronchioles, fallopian tubes, and ureters. Non-ciliated type lines most of the digestive tract, gallbladder, and secretory ducts of glands. Pseudostratified epithelial cells are columnar but unequal in size. Although the epithelium is single layered, yet it appears to be multi-layered because the nuclei lie at different levels in different cells. Hence, it is also called it as pseudo-stratified epithelium, and its functions are protection. In a pseudo-stratified epithelium, the function is protection, secretion, and absorption. Ciliated forms line the trachea and the upper respiratory tract. The non-ciliated forms line the epididymis, large ducts of glands and tracts of male urethra. Then glandular epithelium. Some of the cuboidal or columnar cells gets a specialized form of secretion and are called glandular epithelium. In a figure 3.3 in your book, there are mainly of two types: unicellular, consisting of isolated glandular cells of the alimentary canal, and multicellular, consisting of cluster of cells, salivary gland. On the basis of mode of pouring of their secretions, glands are divided into two categories, namely exocrine and endocrine glands. Exocrine glands secrete mucus, saliva, airwax, oil, milk, and a digestive enzyme and other cell products. These products are released through ducts or tubes. In contrast, endocrine glands do not have ducts. The secretion called hormones are secreted directly into the fluid bathing in the gland. The exocrine glands are classified as unicellular and multicellular glands. The multicellular glands are further classified based on the structure as simple and compound glands, based on the secretory units as tubular, alveolar, and tubulo-alveolar. Based on the mode of secretion, exocrine glands are classified as murocrine, holocrine, and apocrine. Okay, glandular epithelium, there is endocrine glands, exocrine. The exocrine again divided into unicellular and multicellular. Here there is a multicellular, again classified into based on structure, based on their secretory units, based on their mode of secretion. Again they are classified into structure, simple glands, compound glands, tubular, alveolar, tubulo-alveolar. Here in a based on the mode of secretion, murocrine, holocrine, and apocrine. We got to study the tabulation also. Compound epithelium is made up of more than one layer, multi-layered of cells, and thus has a limited role in secretion and absorption. The compound epithelium may be stratified and transitional. Their main function is to provide protection against chemical and mechanical stress. They cover the dry surface of the skin, the moist surface of buccal cavity, pharynx, inner lining of ducts of salivary glands, and of pancreatic ducts. There are four types of pancreatic ducts. There are four types of compound epithelium, namely stratified squamous epithelium, cuboidal epithelium, columnar epithelium, and transitional epithelium. Stratified squamous epithelium is of two types, called keratinized type, which forms the dry epidermis of the skin, and the non-keratinized type forms of the most lining of the esophagus, mouth, conjunctive of eyes and vagina. Stratified conjunctive of eyes and vagina. Stratified cuboidal epithelium mostly the same line is repeated. Stratified cuboidal epithelium mostly found in the duct of sweat glands and mammary glands. Stratified columnar epithelium has limited distribution in the body, found around the lumen of the pharynx, male urethra, and lining of some glandular duct. Transitional epithelium is found lining the ureters, urinary bladder, and part of the urethra. This epithelium shows strengthening and protectivity in function, stretching and its protective in function. All cells of the epithelium are held together with the little intercellular material. In most of the animal tissues, specialized functions provide the both structural and functional links between the individual cells. Three types of cell junctions are found in the epithelium and other tissues. These are called as tight, adhering, and gap junctions. Tight junction help to stop substances from leaking across the tissues. Adhering junctions perform cementing to keep neighboring cells together. Gap junctions facilitate the cells to communicate with each other by connecting the cytoplasm of adjoining cells for rapid transfer of ions, small molecules, and sometimes big molecules also there. connective tissue. Okay, next class we will see the connective tissue. Okay, thank you students.